Puss in Boots: The Last Wish is a movie that, I'll be honest, I had no intention of seeing. I had no interest in seeing this movie, but this movie reminds us that we should never judge a movie before we actually see it. When I saw the trailer for this movie and I saw the poster, I'm going, we're making another Puss in Boots movie. The last Shrek movie came out in 2010, Shrek Forever After, and I didn't like it. Puss in Boots came out the year afterwards, 2011. I saw that movie, I have no recollection of it whatsoever. So 11 years later, we're getting another sequel to the spin-off of the Shrek franchise. I had no interest in seeing this movie, but my manager at Movie Scene Canada said, hey Brandon, we got some tickets for a little early screening. Want to come with me? Early Saturday morning, let's watch Puss in Boots. You can get your review out early. I said, you know what? Why not? I haven't reviewed a movie in a while. I was sick. I was on vacation. Guys, this movie is really great. And let me tell you why. Hey guys, my name is Brandon, aka the BrandoCritic. Thank you guys so much for being here today. I really do appreciate it. And I was able to see Puss in Boots: The Last Wish a little bit early. And I'm here to give you my honest, no BS, non-spoiler review for you today and tell you why it's worth a watch. Make sure you stick around to the end so that you know my rating and you know the secret phrase to leave in the comment section down below. Now, let's begin. So Puss in Boots: The Last Wish is directed by Joel Crawford, who did Crude's The New Age just a couple years ago, and that one was also very good. And it stars Antonio Banderas, Salma Hayek, Florence Pugh, John Mulaney, along with many others. And our story is that Puss in Boots, our famous hero, our famous outlaw, with his cavalier attitude towards life, only has one left. His 8 other lives were, well, he died 8 times. So he only has one life, so he embarks on a journey to find this fallen star that will grant him one last wish to finally get all of his lives back. So is this movie worth a watch? Well, I answered it earlier in the video. Yes, Puss in Boots: The Last Wish, and I'm surprised to say this, is a fantastic movie. It has absolutely everything you'd want in a movie like this. Now, I've said this in many videos, but I want to repeat it here. In my experience, family films fall into either one of 2 categories. Number 1, the pandering to children category. These films feel like they focus more on selling toys to children, having bright, flashy colors, having that really stupid, bottom-of-the-barrel toilet humor, and I like to call them babysit movies. These are movies that you just put on in the background just to shut your kids up for like 90 minutes, and these are the movies where the parents are just dreading taking them to the theater to see. Oh, we're gonna go see Puss in Boots: The Last Wish? If this movie was one of those movies. I gotta sit here for 90 minutes and watch this trash? Well, just to keep my kids happy, keep my kids entertained, because, oh Jesus, I don't want to be parenting tonight. Thankfully, this movie is not one of those movies. This movie falls into the other category where it's just a solid movie first, but it's a movie that the whole family can enjoy. Sure, the kids can get into the animation, sure, the kids can get into the kid-like or family-friendly storyline, but the movie is focused more on heart and having a good message for kids and adults. Strong characters, interesting and engaging story. The action and adventure is exciting, and the comedy works for everyone. It's not just lowbrow, really stupid, bottom-of-the-barrel type of humor. The humor is actually well thought out and it's funny. Thankfully, this movie is the latter. I'm really impressed with Puss in Boots: The Last Wish, and it's shocking to say that. It really is, but man, oh man, I can't stop raving about this movie. I will try to get as many people to see this movie as I can. Now, I want to talk about the animation, because the animation in this movie is very impressive. Now, I feel like a lot of films recently in the animation category have been very extremely impressive, because of course with Disney movies and Pixar movies, the animation has gotten to a point now where it's almost too real. I look at the shot in Encanto when the mother, or the abuela when she was younger, is like crying, and you can see the tears going down her face, and you can see like all the pores on her skin. It's so good, but it's getting so realistic that how can any other animation company keep up with that standard? Well, you go for a more shell-shaded look, like this movie does. It does not go for the ultra-realistic approach, it goes for the stylistic approach. Some of the action scenes, the animation actually chops up. It's almost like it lags, but it kind of has this weird kind of charm to it. It feels very comic booky. Now, I will admit that with the success of Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, I think that showed a lot of people in the animation industry that it doesn't have to be the Pixar, it doesn't have to be the Disney ultra realistic, high quality animation, like it looks like real life. You can have fun with it. You can slow down the animation. You can go slow motion, fast motion. You can chop it up once in a while. You can have these effects actually shown on screen. When someone gets knocked out, the whole screen will go yellow for a quick second. It's not realistic, but it's fun. It's animation. It's make-believe world. You can do whatever you want. And Puss in Boots really takes advantage of that. It looks phenomenal. And this movie is just fun. Like I said earlier, I wasn't looking forward to seeing this movie. I'm like, it's another Puss in Boots movie. This is 11 years after the original movie, but I was so shocked to how quickly I was smiling and how I was smiling throughout the entire movie. The movie starts out, again, no spoilers, but the movie starts out with Puss in Boots throwing this giant party in like this governor's house when he's away from vacation. So he's, playing guitar and there's a big band, it's a big party, everyone's having fun. Governor comes home and, you get out of my house! And it's just a fun time. And then there's like this big fight with this troll, or giant, I guess you should say, right? And it's just fun. The action is exciting. The choreography is top notch. And I'm like, this movie is a blast so far. And the whole movie is a blast. I was having so much fun in the theater. And just to upset the MCU fans in my comment section, I had way more fun with this movie than I did with Black Panther: Wakanda Forever, more fun than Thor: Love and Thunder, and more fun than Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. And I'm only saying that because, superhero film, the more fun the better, right? I had more fun watching this than any of that. You know what? Throw Black Adam in there too. I like those movies just fine, but this is where it's at in terms of just excitement level. Now, I don't know if people are gonna unsubscribe for that, but if you appreciate the honesty, hit the like button. But this movie is funny too. I was chuckling out loud many times. And like I said earlier, this is not just dumb humor. This humor is actually well thought out as well. There's a lot of cutaway jokes at things that happened in the past, and now people might complain that that's very similar to Family Guy. But I like those type of jokes, and especially seeing all the ways that Puss in Boots died before, the whole theater was roaring with laughter. I like how Puss in Boots sometimes acts like a cat. He's always walking on 2 feet and always trying to act like a rock star with his charm and charisma, but sometimes he will act like a cat. When he gets wet, he'll kind of go on all fours, and I always like it when characters who are animals who are acting like humans will sometimes revert back to their animal ways. It's very funny to me, and they do a lot of clever moments like that. There's a little stray dog that follows around Puss in Boots like a friend, very donkey-like in that scenario, but he's great too. He's so kind to everybody. It's just so infectious, but yet he has these little random angry outbursts, and those get big laughs from the audience as well. And I was laughing too. Jack Horner is our villain, right? With the thumb in the pie. He's our main villain, and he is just so comically evil. He is just like the worst human being possible, and he just revels in it, and it's just so much fun to watch. He's a great villain. Goldilocks and the Three Bears are also on the quest for this wishing star, and they're not just, oh, I know who those are. They're Goldilocks and the Three Bears, but they have a lot of funny lines, and they even have arcs to them as well. Like, they actually fit in this movie and actually have something to do, something to say. It actually fits with the movie as well. Like, the humor in this movie is not stupid. It's well executed. Sure, there are a lot of callbacks to other fairy tales and they're done very well, but there are also callbacks to jokes from earlier in the movie. There's setups, there's payoffs. I'm like, oh my god. Setups, payoffs. This is like a well-written script, and it's like a movie. Thumbs up, guys, like, oh my god. And our story has this antagonizing force, and I won't spoil it, who it is, but it was like almost genuinely scary. I'm thinking, oh my god, am I feeling fear in a Puss in Boots The Last Wish movie? Yes, and I'm thinking for children, this might actually terrify some children, like younger children in the audience, but that's what an antagonizing force is supposed to do. The antagonist of your movie, you should be thinking, they could defeat our hero. And I thought that, you know what? Sure, this is a children's film, it's probably not going to happen, but they very well could defeat Puss in Boots. That is definitely a possibility. And most importantly, the message. It's good for kids, it's good for adults. These are the family films that I can recommend. Movies with a good heart and a good message, and is that you only have one life. You gotta cherish it, you gotta treat it with value. Smell the roses, appreciate what's in front of you, and your one life, it's better being shared with people, not just off on your own. So yeah, Puss in Boots, The Last Wish, I really enjoyed it. I don't know if I can say that I loved this movie, but I was definitely very impressed. So I'm gonna give this movie a 4 out of 5. It could reach 5 out of 5 with further viewings, but for right now, let's keep it with 4 out of 5 because, I mean, hey, 4 out of 5 is a really good score in my books. I really enjoyed this movie, and I think that you guys will too. Don't be turned off by the fact that it's a sequel to a spin-off 11 years after the fact. I know that it turned me off at first, but after watching this movie, I gotta say that this is probably one of the best animated movies, if not the best animated movie I've seen all year. I gotta rank it on Letterboxd some way, so we'll do that in a bit. But thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys have made it this far, the secret phrase is, do the roar. Let's keep it Shrek related. So if you guys like this video and you want to see more videos just like it, then hit like and subscribe. I really do appreciate all the support. And I also want to plug in my Patreon. We do movie nights every single month, and I give you guys movies every single month. New 4Ks, I give them to you every single month. So if that interests you, hit the link down below to my Patreon. Thank you guys so much. I'll see you guys again soon. Take care.